Oh, hi. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Finally, we met you. And I really suppose we can start. Yes or no? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All the participants agree. That's really nice. So I will start with some introduction, and I will tell our main topics for this speaking club. And today we are going to talk about your real hobbies, interests, expectations for your future. What do you really like? Maybe what captivating activities give you the most pleasure and enjoyment. We are going to share each other with some minds and thoughts. And don't be afraid to say something, to ask something, to be communicative. Because I really suppose Nathan are ready to hear some ideas from you and share his own idea and ways how they relax in America, in LA, and just like that. And after that, we also pay attention to some special day in the USA. I mean, Independence Day. How is it going on? What's the most special of this day? Okay, and how they celebrate this day. So let's start with likes and dislikes of your leisure time, of your hobby, of your interest. And I know that there were a lot of questions from it to Nathan. So I suppose you have to start to share some ideas. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, if somebody else are ready. It's nice to hear from you too. Okay. We are going to talk about interests. So everyone who wants to share your minds, please remind yourself something interesting from your life, some your activities, hobbies, and just like that, what do you do when you have enough free time? And now, Nathan, your turn to say how you spend your free time. Micro.
Yeah, so I like to spend my free time watching TV shows, movies. I really like both. Sometimes I read, but not a lot. I don't read that much anymore. I spend a lot of time in school. When I am in school, I have a lot of homework. And right now I'm on my summer break, so I can relax more. But I'm still not really ready for my next school year. But yeah, my interests are mostly watching things. I like art. I like looking at it. I sometimes draw, but my interests lie within that.
Sorry, today's one problem to turn on micro. Maybe somebody have question or want to share their thoughts?
No.
No. Why not? Okay, maybe I will add something more into it. Please, who want to start?
I'm really interested to know what does Nathan studies or study, just study.
For what in the future or at the school, Anna?
At the school.
At the school? Okay, Nathan, can you say what maybe did you study at school?
No, I mean,
What?
Українською це звучить, що він вивчає, саме яка професія.
Okay. In professional way, okay? Just like that. Sorry, is there okay? With internet connection, because I can see. Unfortunately, on what? Nathan, can you say something?
Yeah. So at my school, we have a lot of classes. I take science, English, math, arts, and a debate class. My favorite class in my school, though, has to be math class. I think it's the one that I do best in over all my other ones. Yeah, that's my favorite class, definitely, that I'm taking.
Okay, and maybe it will be more suitable to say what do you do? Maybe you attend some classes, lessons, or just like that for your future profession. What have you chosen? As I know you want to be a Yuri in this way, improve yourself. What do you do for this activity?
So I think from where I'm at right now, I want to be working somewhere in law. So right now I'm taking a few English classes outside of my school to learn more about arguments, and learning how I can, argue a point to people and make it a good argument. I also take a debate class at my school. So I'm doing a lot to learn about arguments and using like data to form conclusions. So to try and persuade other people. Persuade is like try and win over other people. So yeah, that's kind of going into what I want to do.
It's really helpful for a future, isn't it?
Yeah, it is definitely a great thing to do.
Yes, thank you. Carolina, you have a question? I see you raise hand.
Yeah, hi. I have actually a question about if Nathan, are you a part of different clubs? Probably, like, do you have a special schedule, or you just do everything what you want, or probably like you already have lots of planned like meetings or like this? How is usual day looks like? What do you usually do?
Yeah, so I have my school, it starts at 8 a.m. and then ends at 3 p.m. So 1,500 hours. And then I stay after school for like 3 days a week for clubs. And I usually stay for like an hour and a half. It's very fun. All my friends are in the clubs, so I always have a very great time in those after school meetings.
Okay, and how is going on your meetings in these clubs? Can you share it?
Yeah, so all of the teachers in these clubs are actually students. So like we have a teacher we have a speaking club of our own at school, but it's meant for, like I said before, like argumentative speaking. So that's where you're arguing a point to someone. So we're arguing whatever we want. It could be something on our favorite color, and we want to argue why our favorite color is our favorite color. So my favorite color is blue, and I like it because it's the color of the ocean and the sky. So I'm trying to argue why it is. But in that club, we have a student teacher, and we all go up and we practice how to make an argument, take notes, and yeah, that's most of our meeting. Other clubs, it's kind of like a lot of kids together without really a teacher, and they're just studying together or they're doing something together, which is one of the clubs I'm in.
Okay, and one more. What about argument? How is it really looks like? Argument.
What is it?
Arguing in these meetings during these clubs.
Egg union?
Arguments.
Oh, arguments.
Yes. How is it really looks like?
Yeah, so arguments, whenever you argue and everyone argues, you always get very mad. So a lot of times when you're going against a friend, you both get very mad. And then maybe at times you feel like you're not friends anymore after the argument, but it's always fun. I have a lot of fun with them. That's why I kind of want to be going into law. So to argue more.
Okay, Yulia, please, you raise your hand. Yulia, I can't hear you. And somebody else have problem with sound? If there is, no, there isn't sound. Okay, Yulia, you try to confirm with your sound. No one sound. Rostik, please, your question. You raise your hand.
I have a question. in our country, it's very popular art clubs, dance clubs, sports clubs, and what the most popular clubs in the USA?
Yeah, I think the most popular club would have to be like sports clubs. So the most popular sport in schools for young people, it's like basketball. So there are a lot of clubs around basketball in my school. Also, yeah, like American football is popular with kids. I don't really like it, but yeah, I think basketball clubs are very popular.
Okay, and by the way, is it really popular dance classes between Americans students and people?
Yeah, I think dance classes are pretty popular. A lot of people like to dance. I don't know if I think there's a specific club at my school for dancing. Like after school they go and practice, and I don't know if they go to like competitions for dancing, but I think it exists somewhere. And yeah, I think a lot of people do dance.
Okay, thanks. And next, Zora, you raise a hand, please. Say something.
Yeah, I want to ask, can you give us some advices how to improve our speaking skills and what the most useful things to improve it?
Yeah, so I think my biggest advice is to just use it in like natural places. So natural places, those are like where you're actually going to be using English to speak something, because I have the same experience. I'm learning a new language in my school, and I find it difficult to really use it when I need it, because I'm learning it at school, and we're learning things that I might never use in that language. But if I really wanted to learn a language for the reasons you guys all want to learn one, which is to speak it and to talk to new people, talk to people in other countries, you want to use it with friends or at stores or at restaurants or wherever. You might see yourself using English and practice there, and look and like
Ваня, иди сюда.
focus on those more than just inside of a class. Like even the classes are very good places to learn. You need to have that practice where you're actually going to use it to speak.
Yes, it's really useful.
Thank you.
Okay, and the previous lesson I want to add, I heard from one student that they practice their English skills, speaking and maybe something else between their group of friends. And they started something like a challenge, and the whole week they speak between each other only in English. In the social networks, in the yard, maybe during walking, and just like that. And it's really a great experience. Nathan, what about you? Do you think it's really good?
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. Especially because, well, you're using it naturally, as I said, like you're using it where you're actually going to use English. So talking with friends and communicating over social networks, a perfect place to do it. Also, another great thing about that is that you're doing it with friends, so it's more comfortable. It's easier for you to do than speaking English to a random person, and you might be like a bit embarrassed or a bit nervous to speak it to a random person. So you're speaking it with friends. If anything, if you say something wrong, you just laugh, or you correct whatever mistake you made, and then you move on, and you're with your friends, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, and previously I have one more question about speaking skills, about accent. Is it really something like a shock for a native speaker when they hear this accent from the students or people from the foreign countries?
I've never really been shocked by it. I think some people do, but they're not shocked in a definitely never in a bad way. If anything, they like love it. They think it's a very good thing. Because American people always love foreign things. So if they're speaking to someone with some accent, they love it. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. They love the accents. It's never a bad thing. I think accents are great. It's like a really good way to show that you're trying to learn something new.
Yeah, by the way, you show your intention to maybe improve speaking skills or maybe to sound more better, and it's really so nice. And
Yeah.
by the way, do you, as I understand, you don't like really sports and just like that, Nathan? Yes or no? Doing some exercises maybe, and you don't like really football, as I understand.
Yeah, sure. I've never really watched it. Yeah.
Okay, and as I know from among Ukrainian children and people, it is really popular to be involved in football, like a professional, just like
Yeah, I meant like American football, like throwing the ball.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, football,
I mean that I
yeah,
want
football I
to
like,
involve some students to share their ideas, what they really like. Do you agree with me, this idea? Because
Yeah,
they
I
just
know.
put your some questions, like I really understand their intentions to know more and more about Americans' life, but I want to involve them to say something.
Yeah.
Let's try this. If I don't have friends, how can I practice my English? So I have one question in chat. In case that if somebody don't have friends, maybe who really want to try speaking English, how can she or he practice her or his English? What to do in this way?
Yeah. I think this is what I've tried. The language I'm learning right now is Spanish, and what I've tried is watching like a YouTube video or a TV show where someone is speaking Spanish or whichever language I want to learn. And it might be very funny to do, but you can talk with them and kind of respond to their questions, especially if they're having a conversation in the show. And you can try and speak with them just to get kind of like the accent down, even though that's very not important, but that's a really good way to practice, because what they say in the TV shows is very similar to what it is in normal life. Most of the time. You have to pick a good TV show.
Yes, okay. Carolina, please, you.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, probably you can offer like some TV shows to watch.
Yeah, so if it's for like learning English, I know that a big one that a lot of people use is Friends, right? Friends is like the very old one, not very old, it's like 20 years old, 20-something years old. It's in New York, and a lot of people watch that show. That's also a very good thing to talk about, all the shows that a lot of people watch. Other big ones are like Breaking Bad. Everyone talks about that, and that's a very good show to watch if you want to talk about it. Top of my, I don't know many more right now. I'd have to think, but those are the two that came up for me.
Thank you.
And Carolina, can you share your experience? I know that you are one kind of an active person. I know that you involved in some interesting project in Ukraine. Can you share with us your activity and your hobbies?
Yeah, sure. Actually, the area of my interest is wide, but mostly I am experienced in project management, public speaking, volunteering. Like I do everything. Like I catch all the opportunities I see. Like I join lots of different events and then meet with other cool people. About project management, I have already implemented different projects, especially for youth. Like I organize different events, like to name a few, an art event where I and like the youth from my city and we created an art object like this. It was like a wings, and then we showed what do we want and what our youth are eager for. Like it was connected with Ukraine because it was on the Independence Day. Then I also did some projects for my school, connect with canteen and zone for relax. I also like about public speaking. Yesterday I had a meeting where I was a speaker. I was talking about eco habits, and this project was connected with war and ecology. I also I'm a speaker to that. I guess you all heard about that. We have this TED Club, and then I got an opportunity to share my stories about acceptance and about uncertainty. So like this, all the time I'm busy and just join a lot of different activities, and this lifestyle I like appeals to me. So because I think that we should be active and do something to improve ourselves all the time. And thank you that let me to share my experience.
Okay, that's why I really conduct and prepare this meeting, because I really want to hear one more ideas, and I think for Nathan it will be too interesting to hear where are involved our Ukrainian students and people, and really eco some projects, eco policy. It is really important and popular between the youth in Ukraine, and not just about volunteering programs or just okay, pick up some rubbish from the banks on the river, not just like that. About real great and huge projects and ideas. Nathan, how do you feel after this one presentation?
Yeah, that's great. Carolina, your interests are amazing. I think volunteering your time like that is great. The world like needs volunteers, and I think you're doing a very good thing for the world and your community. It's great. It's great to hear that. I think that's really cool.
Yes. Okay. Maybe somebody else want to share the same or some another experience, volunteering, some another projects. Guys, let's try to say something, because it's speaking club. It's not just like lesson or like that. Maybe somebody just hold all their minds. And Nathan, what about volunteering in America?
Yeah, so volunteering in America, a lot of most kids do it. I'd say like 90% of kids do it. It's kind of expected. Your school has a lot of volunteer opportunities inside of it. Outside, there are also a lot. They always sign up high school students mostly to volunteer. Just last week or a few weeks ago, I volunteered with this project. It was to plant trees in the city. So in Los Angeles, they want to plant trees so that there's more, green life. And then there's also better air, even though I don't think a few trees does much for better air quality, but to have a more pleasant city. So I worked with them to help plant trees around the city. It was very fun. A lot of the volunteer opportunities, they're really meant to be fun, and you're doing something beneficial while having fun, which I think is always a good thing to do. Yeah.
Yes, and by the way, it's really a good opportunity to pay your maybe just a little part for improvements of your country, just of your town or city.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. Maybe somebody want to add some more eco experience, planting trees, putting up rubbish, or just like that. Who wants to add to say something? Carolina, of course, maybe you add something more interesting.
Yeah, sure. I also have some more experience in eco volunteering. For example, I organized this rubbish. So now from people from my village, they can like bring this rubbish and to one place, and then a car can pick it up and go out of the village, because I noticed the problem that lots of people just leave this rubbish on the streets. Because of that, my family and we just organized together and did everything possible to pick this rubbish up, and then we asked a car to take it and like don't let it stay in our village. So like this, I also have experience in it, because lots of people, as I said, leave this rubbish, and it was terrible. So I went to the government and asked them to do something about that, because I can stand that this rubbish, you can see it whenever you are, and it was terrible for me. So now I'm happy that I did something to solve this problem somehow like this.
Okay, I have one question. Does cleaning the school grounds count to eco policy for our city or town? Nathan, how do you think? Can we concern this activity like cleaning the schoolyard to some activity for eco policy?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you have a clean school, the kids see what a clean school looks like, and maybe they want to clean. So I think it's very good at like showing people what cleaning is. I think that's definitely a good eco policy thing.
Yes, of course, because just from the our small steps to these better conditions, it's also a great part of the whole eco policy. And of course, cleaning any yards, I think it's really okay. And there is some practice like this example in Americans. Do you clean your schoolyard?
I actually do. We have I think at my school where we're expected to clean up part of the school, mostly the grass area, and then we have like a few trees that we have to clean up and get all the leaves and everything. That's another, I have fun doing it because I do it with friends and we clean everything up, and it's a very cool opportunity to clean up the school.
Julia, you can say something.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yes, we hear you.
Cool. I just remembered about a rule of 3R letters, like reduce, reuse, recycle. We learned about it in school, but it wasn't about Ukraine. It didn't relate Ukraine rules and look of these rules. And it was about America. We studied this rule on English lesson from English book, school book. So my question is about, do all people in America really very consciously about this rule, and do they really very its rule implemented in America life, everyday life, reduce, reuse, recycle?
Yeah, so I think the reuse, recycle, and I forgot the last R, but those are very big things. A lot of people recycle. Where I'm from, Los Angeles, that's a big thing. You have a special trash can for recycling, and it's kind of it's expected that you use it to recycle everything. But that's also living in California. California is very different from the other states of America. It's a bit more Californians and the government of California push for recycling and bettering the environment much more than other states. So in other states, recycling and all of that help to the environment isn't very necessary, or it's not very required. So it really differs. It's very different across all of America, but where I am in Los Angeles, definitely the 3 R's of recycling, that's a big thing, and helping the environment in general is a very big thing.
Okay, thank you. And maybe if I started to talk, I have one more question to Nathan. I want to return back to your favorite color, blue, and ask you about the ocean. Have you tried surfing maybe? Have you surfed?
Yeah, I've actually tried surfing one time. It wasn't the best because all the waves crashed into me. And I didn't have the best time, but yeah, the ocean's very cool. I don't live too close to where I am. It's but I know a lot of people go. It's very fun when I do go, and I really like the sun and the beach. So the ocean here is very cool. Very, very nice to swim in if you're not surfing, if you don't know how to surf.
Okay. We have the river. It's called Південний Буг in Khmelnytsky, where our school is located and situated. So I tried only yoga on surfboard. We have a cafe there that's specialized in this kind of sport. They rent surfboards, and you can do with this surfboard what you want. No, in general, you just surf on it across the river, but I tried with a small group yoga, to do yoga on this surfboard on the river in twilight time.
Yeah, that's very cool. I wish I could do that, but I don't think I can.
Come to Ukraine, come to Khmelnytsky.
Okay, and you said something about surfing. What about else? Maybe somebody of our participants really tried some one time surfing. Maybe somewhere in Australia. I know there is the best waves for surfing. Or Nathan, do you agree with this statement that Australia is the best place for surfing?
I don't surf. I wouldn't really know. I think Australia is a very big surf place. All of the Australians seem to surf a lot. But yeah, I would agree, I guess.
Okay. Yes, it just depends on the place and on the people's ability to surf. Okay, who else want to share their experience interesting with everything activity? Maybe with dancing, you attend some competitions, you get some, I don't know, special events or just like that. Because I know really dancing classes is so popular between our people. And what about else we can try? For instance, I was really into previously in table tennis. It's just my kind of pleasure and enjoyment. I don't know, that is the simplest actions you do. You just stay near the table and just to put this ball to your partner, but there was something special for me where you can maybe express some your hidden feelings or just like that. Maybe there is some Lovers of tennis, big tennis, or maybe table tennis. Nathan, what about you? Is it really popular among Americans?
Yeah, table tennis and big tennis is very popular. Everyone plays, or a lot of people play table tennis whenever you can, and people like to try it even if they don't play it. Tennis, every single park I think has like a tennis court. So yeah, very, very big things.
So they don't need special skills from their childhood to play tennis, big tennis.
Big tennis. Yeah, I mean, there are classes for tennis, but I don't know. A lot of people try and play it. They do it mostly for fun. And just try and play it for like a day. I've done the same. I've just tried to play it. I'm not the best tennis player, but it was still fun trying to play. Yeah.
Why I asked before, because I've once experienced when I want to try big tennis, but I was maybe 15 years old, just like that. And when I came and asked, can I just play for pleasure, okay, for my leisure time? And I have such response, no, you are so old for this game.
Really?
That's why I asked, is it really popular between Americans? And
Yeah, no.
okay, maybe somebody else want to share their activities? Nathan, give some confidence to our participants because they don't want to talk.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to practice talking about activities. You're probably going to spend most of your time talking to someone about whatever you do, because that's a big part of who you are. It's what you do. So I think it's very good to talk about it, or even just hear other people talk about it. But that means that you guys have to talk about it.
Okay, and Yulia, your turn. You want to say something?
Yeah, about table tennis. It is my father's huge pleasure, like really a passion, and it's his hobby. And my mom even is jealous about this hobby, and she is really mad about it sometimes when he goes to play tennis a lot. On the evenings, on holidays and evenings, he brings all of him free time for tennis.
Yes, it's just like our way to get together, our families or a big group of friends. Yeah, we just really can engage each other and make it like a special event. One chat. Is shooting popular in America? What do you mean shooting? Sports shooting or
With
what's
rifle.
special? Repeat, please.
With rifle, shooting with rifle. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's not very popular where I'm at in Los Angeles, but it's definitely popular in the southern states. Yeah, I wouldn't say in California it's the most popular thing, but definitely in the southern states, a lot of people own guns, and yeah, that's like a very big thing for them, like rifle shooting.
Okay, it's nice. So as you can see, some participants just want to try something, but I guess they just afraid of sounds not correct, or maybe sounds I don't know, not in a proper way. I think Nathan are ready to hear everybody of you.
Yeah.
Okay, and really, please.
Yes, it's a random question. I just remembered about pizza, and because I'm hungry actually, and I have a question to Nathan about pizza with pineapples, because you know in Italy not really like the real pizza, and they met about this when people put in pizza pineapples, and in Ukraine we like this kind and this addition to pizza. So Nathan, do you like pizza with pineapples?
Yeah, I like it. I think that's like a very big thing that a lot of people argue about, that if pineapple should go on pizza. I think it should. I think anything can go on pizza. Yeah, I think a lot of America is divided on that, on whether or not a pineapple should be on pizza, but I think it should be.
Maybe some other additions to pizza, cheese, or I don't know,
With pepperoni.
mustard.
I think other ones are like I don't know, like
A lot of tomatoes, or I like cheese. The cheese a lot is very tasty.
yeah, I like all of the toppings. I'm not like I like everything, all food, but I think a lot of people don't like, you know, like olives, the vegetables on their pizza, but I like it all. I don't get it why they don't like it. But
Okay, I have some questions in our chat, and Nastya wrote that she involved in shooting, programming, and handmade. And I guess it's really interesting to hear about handmade. Nastya, can you say something?
Ну, я не знаю, як це сказати англійською, ось саме килимарство. Я ткаю килими.
It's really yes, it's really interesting, and I will translate. Nastya involved in she makes carpets by herself.
oh, well, that's very cool.
Yes, and it's really unusual activity for just for girl, maybe, or no.
Yeah,
Making carpets.
maybe that's a very interesting activity for everyone. But yeah, that's very cool. That's definitely a very cool.
Я
feature.
ходжу на гурток, і там можна робити не тільки килими, і сумки, і все, що хочеш.
Okay, it means
Making bags, yeah. Oh, making anything would be very cool. Making bags, making
do you understand,
Yeah.
Nastya? Nathan.
yeah. Oh, I understood sumki, but yeah,
Oh, it's really nice.
Вау.
yeah.
Okay, and Nastya is involved in class like weaving, in such classes.
Weaving,
Yes,
yeah.
weaving. And that's
Weaving,
why
yeah, very cool. Not a lot of people do that, and I always found that like very interesting to like be able to make entire things just like off to whatever. Oh, is it wood that they use for? No, it's leaves that they use for weaving, right? Nastya? Or
Nastya, what do you use for weaving?
Нитки.
oh, yeah.
Maybe
So yeah, sewing, yeah. All of it is very cool. I don't know how. I wish I did, but
so maybe you will improve your skills for your future, and it becomes your favorite job, and maybe you will become an entrepreneurship in this way and start your own deal, just like that, maybe. Later we will see a new label from Nastya. Yes,
yeah, hopefully.
I guess of it. Okay, I see the next a lot of question about kind of music, and Nathan, do you love music? And I will divide this question. Do you like listen to music, and maybe you sometimes try to make some music?
Yeah, so I love music. I listen to like for like 40 minutes or hour a day. But yeah, I love listening to music. I try and make music mostly like on my phone. I have some app to make music and I try and play with it, but I'm not very musical, so it never really sounds good, but I really like making it. I think it's very fun. In concerts are very popular, I think, everywhere, right? In Ukraine, in America, all countries, concerts are very popular. So I try and go to some with friends, but yeah, I love all music.
What about musical festivals in US?
Musical festivals are very popular, but they're more popular for older people. Not older people. I'm only 16, but for like if you're like in your 20s or later, they're very popular. But I think for younger kids, because for musical festivals, a lot of them you have to sleep somewhere. You have to sleep there at the festival, so it's not very popular for kids.
Okay, because in Ukraine, for instance, in my city, it's really so popular. Musical festivals dedicated to rock music, dedicated to some folk music, and in these music festivals, we give an opportunity to the young singers or maybe some music bands, okay, to show themselves and to get maybe some more attention and audience, just like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we have some musical people there. Is it true that there are orchestras in American schools?
Yeah, there are a lot of orchestras. Every single school, I think, has some sort of orchestra. It could just be a lot of popular ones are jazz bands. And they have performances at school. They go and practice and perform, and it's very cool.
Interesting way. Have you attended celebrity concerts?
I have. I attended I attended one musical festival, and I had like Justin Bieber, had I'm forgetting the other names. It was a good amount of the very popular pop singers. It was fun. It had like, yeah, I forget who else, but I remember Justin Bieber was there.
Yes, pretty nice. Okay, and Christina, you raise your hand. Please say, what do you want?
Have you seen any famous singer?
Yeah, like I said, I went to one festival. It had Justin Bieber. I'm trying to think of other people. But yeah, the celebrity concerts, there are a lot in Los Angeles. And yeah, they're very cool to go to from the one that I was at.
Okay, thank you. Andrei, you raise your hand. Andrei Ovsanin.
Yes, yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, all is okay.
Have you tried to play something in school orchestras?
Oh.
I actually haven't, because to be in the school orchestra here, you have to already know how to play music, and you actually there's an application to be part of the school orchestra. So I haven't got the chance to try because I haven't learned any of the instruments to be able to.
And is it expensive to study in music schools in your country?
Music schools specifically, music schools are mostly universities, so they are pretty expensive. There are no public universities that are music schools, so yeah, they are expensive, I would say, to learn music. But there are also opportunities in high schools and like public universities to learn a bit about music, but it's not very focused on music, if that makes sense, because they're not meant for music, the schools.
Okay.
Okay, the next I see the raised hand, Carolina. Please, you try.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, Nathan said that you like music. I'm interested if you like rock music and if you know some of Ukrainian singers and probably even listen to them.
Yeah, I like rock music, yeah. Which singers? Which Ukrainian singers are you asking about?
Carolina asked you, have you heard some Ukrainian singers? Some songs of Ukrainian singers or groups, music bands? Nathan, have you heard?
Oh, I haven't heard many, I don't think. Definitely not rock music. I think the Ukrainian singers that I do hear are mostly pop singers, or maybe not pop, maybe something like that. Like Alla Pugacheva. I guess she's pop, but yeah. Verka Serduchka, that's pop, I guess. So not a lot of rock music.
Okay, I agree with you. Sophia, please, your turn to say something.
What kind of music you like and what kind of music you don't like?
Yeah, so I like mostly all music. I like mostly right now I listen to like a lot of rock music that's very popular. Rap music is very popular. I don't really listen to much, but that is a very popular form of music for younger people, especially. The one type of music that I don't like is like the American country music. If you guys ever listen to it, it's good. Just the things that they sing about are very funny. They sing about like their cars, their trucks, their guns, and it's not very. I don't really like it that much.
Okay. Zhenya, please, your turn, and then Miroslava.
Yeah, I really like ride a bike. And what about you, Nathan?
Yeah, I love riding a bike. I have my own, and I used to go out every single day. I stopped biking recently. I should go out more, but yeah, I love riding a bike. It's very nice, especially if I, like listen to music while riding it. I love it.
Okay, how far can you ride, or maybe how many kilometers have you ride?
Not many.
Approximately.
Yeah. Maybe max like 10 kilometers. Which it's not the best. A lot of people they go crazy. They can go like 40 kilometers in one day and do it every day. But yeah, I've never done that much. Maybe that's the most I've ever done.
Yes, really nice. Miroslava, your turn to say something.
Nathan, do you know Welsh group Bullet for My Valentine? Or no?
I don't know that group. What group is it?
This is a Welsh group for metal music.
Metal music. No, I've never heard of them.
Maybe this group give a concert to Los Angeles.
Yeah, maybe they have, or maybe they will. I've never heard about it, but maybe I'll listen to some of their music. And yeah, it's a cool sounding group.
Okay, some participants with no name, you raise your hand and you can say.
I have questions. Do you read some books, and what kind of books you like?
Yeah, I read a few books. Most of the ones that I read, they're kind of like mystery books that I read in school and everything. My favorite books were I don't know if you guys would know this book series. It's called The Series of Unfortunate Events. There's a TV show of it on Netflix, and also there's a whole series of books. It's kind of like the Harry Potter books, or like the other like Lord of the Rings books, but that's my favorite book series.
What about Harry Potter? You said, is it really
Oh,
popular?
so like Harry Potter, I think is like the most popular book series in America. I've never read the whole series. I've only read the first book, but yeah, the books that I like are kind of similar to it.
Okay, because I know some people in Ukraine who reread Harry Potter just 5 times.
Yeah, I know. They read all the books and then they watch all the movies, and then by the time they're finished watching the movies, they read all the books because they forgot.
Yes.
Ви читали Гаррі Поттера?
Please, Olha, repeat your question. Or who says something?
Хто-то ще хоче задати питання?
Okay, yes, I see Bravo Stas.
Yeah, it's me.
Say something.
Hello.
Hello.
Nathan, what is your favorite YouTube content?
YouTube content. I like it all. I've recently been watching a lot of car videos. If you know the show, like Top Gear. Do you know the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a few of their videos. Also, I've been watching like a few cooking videos on YouTube. So like this Gordon Ramsay chef, if you guys know him. I've been watching a few of his videos. I really watch everything on YouTube. What's your favorite like YouTube genre to watch?
Так, треба подумати.
He needs just a few minutes.
No, maybe musical content.
Musical content, yeah. Like music videos or like how to play music.
Ти не хочеш минуту послухати?
Я люблю слухати, як грають.
I like to hear how people
Like they
play.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
And
ever
you
watch the
have-
music videos for songs that you like or not really?
А можна ще раз навчу?
Repeat, please, Nathan.
Oh, do you ever watch like music videos from musicians that you like, artists that you like?
Яких музикантів я слухаю?
Yes, just like that.
I like one guitarist, Luca Stragagnoli. His name.
Okay.
So I think, Stas, you prefer musical instruments the most the guitar, yes or no?
Yeah, I play the guitar.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
The sounds of guitar is really magnificent.
Yeah,
Okay,
beautiful
I
instrument.
see.
I play the piano.
In the group, yes or no?
No. I learn in musical college.
Oh, I get it.
Wow.
Wow, it's really wonderful.
Great.
And how is your study?
Андрій Овсянік. Андрій, привіт тобі передаю.
Oh, it's really nice. We have friends.
Yeah.
А хто ти, прости?
So,
А я третій курс народництва.
okay.
А, все, понял. Да.
Okay, thanks guys. And Nathan, you say that you see some cooking videos. So, do you like cooking?
Cooking videos, yeah, I like cooking. I've been cooking more recently, but yeah, I love cooking. It's very fun to do.
So, what kind of dishes do you prefer? From chat.
Most of the ones that I cook are like chicken. I just like make the grilled chicken and vegetables, but I've also tried cooking like Indian foods. And if you guys ever tried them, they're very hard to make. It's like it takes like the whole day to make one. Well, actually, a lot of Ukrainian foods too, soups and everything. They take the entire day being in the kitchen to make, but I think I've tried doing it, and I think it's very hard to stand in the kitchen and then cut everything, cook everything, then cook everything again. And yeah, but I've always wanted to try and do that. Spend my whole day cooking.
It's really nice. Carolina, you have a question or maybe say something?
Yeah, like you were talking about riding a bike. I actually also do like that, and I wanted to ask about this like measurement units or like this. Do you use kilometers to count like your distance, or you just know about that but use like other stuff? So like I mean, also the same with Celsius and Fahrenheit. Can you tell please more about that?
Yeah, so the imperial system, which is the one that's so there's the metric system and then the imperial system. So the imperial is like miles, pounds, or maybe not weight related. It's like miles and Fahrenheit, or like the American measurements for things, but I use the metric system, so using kilometers, Celsius a lot for math and so my science classes, so like physics and chemistry. So I've gotten really familiar with it. So I mostly use it for that, but when I'm speaking to other American people, I use, I say like miles, and I use those measurements instead of the metric measurements, because a lot of people don't know them, actually have no idea what they are. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Sophia, your turn. I see you previously raise your hand.
You have favorite films or comedy films?
Yeah, I like a lot of films. Off the top of my head, there are a lot of good films by this director. I don't know if you guys know him, Quentin Tarantino. No. He makes like a lot of action movies and like drama movies. Another good like film series that maybe you guys know is like Fast and Furious. I know that's popular. Yeah, I like a lot of films, I'd say. I don't know which one specifically.
And you visit Ukrainian city?
No, I've never visited Ukraine actually. I want to, but I haven't gotten the chance to. Where would you guys recommend visiting in Ukraine?
Sophia, can you maybe wish or say what's the special cities really must Nathan visit in Ukraine?
Повтори ще раз, repeat please.
Which cities you recommend to visit for Nathan in Ukraine?
Та може Нейтан відвідати?
Які ти рекомендуєш міста в Україні для Натану, щоб він відвідав їх обов'язково?
You visit Kyiv. It's very nice city. It's
it's our capital. It's the capital of Ukraine, by the way.
Ukraine, yes, and you visit Vinnytsia.
Yes, another city.
It's older city in Ukraine. Lviv. It's famous city. It's nice.
What's the oldest city in Ukraine? Is it the one that?
Sophia, what's the oldest city in Ukraine? Yes, Nathan?
Yeah.
Яке найстаріше місто в Україні?
Lviv.
Lviv is the most old. Yes, it's really. You can see it from the architecture and buildings on the streets just like that. The whole story maybe of Ukraine, just in Lviv.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Sophia. Rostik, what about you?
I know in Los Angeles it's very popular film industry. A lot of films in Los Angeles, Hollywood. And what have you ever seen Ukrainian film by Ukrainian directors?
or
Ukrainian
something like that.
soup or
Yes, I too hear Ukrainian soup. You mean borscht, Rostik, or what do you mean?
About cinema.
oh, cinema.
A lot of
Yes, Rostik.
Yeah,
movies. In Los Angeles, it's very popular cinema, and everybody like making movies. Have you ever seen Ukrainian film about Ukraine history?
yeah, so movies are very popular. I watched a few. I forgot their names, but I was watching the animations. I forgot all their names, but I have watched Ukrainian films. Yeah, I have.
Okay, Nathan, you get one more invitation to our cities. You have to visit Poltava because there are lots of different things to do and to watch here, and it's the heart of historical center in Ukraine. Just write down cities.
All right, all
in
these
Ukraine.
down. Yeah.
Okay, Zhenya Donchenko, what do you want to say?
You said you like cooking,
Mhm.
and I want to ask, have you ever cooked Ukrainian borscht?
Borscht. I've never cooked it myself. I've helped my mom cook it. But I've never cooked it myself. No. I think that would take the entire day for me to cook it, and I've never tried that.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
Zhenya, do you want to add something?
Thanks.
Okay.
Have you ever cooked borscht, Zhenya, or no?
No,
You haven't seen them. Yeah.
I'm like you with my mom.
Yeah.
Okay, and of course we all like to taste the Ukrainian borscht. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, Sophia, what do you want to add?
What nationality is your parents?
Both of my parents are Ukrainians, so they were born in Kyiv in 1970, and then they moved to Los Angeles in 1991, and they had my brother, and then I was born in 2005. So yeah, they're both Ukrainian.
Yes, it's pretty nice. And have you heard some stories from your parents about Ukraine?
Yeah, mostly about schools. They say the schools in Ukraine are much better than they are in the United States. Also, you know, how everyone was nice, very kind people. You were friends with a lot of people that you live next to. In America, you know, you never really talk to the people that you live next to. I try, and they don't really like to talk. But yeah, what I've heard about Ukraine, it's very nice. All the people are very nice, and the cities are, yeah, they're also great cities. And the food also is amazing.
Of course, I can't agree.
Yeah.
Okay, who else want to add something? We talk about cooking, about Ukrainian borscht, trying and taste, about activity, a lot of different approaches, what we can find something common between maybe some different people. Maybe somebody...
Sorry, I don't know how to pick up a hand in Zoom, but I have a question for, have you ever read the fanfics on such platforms as L3 or something?
Let's see. No, I haven't read that. What is it?
It's fans stories about famous things like films or games.
No, I haven't heard about that. Is it interesting, the stories, or are they good to read?
It could be interesting or not. It depends on author. I'm asking you because I'm also trying that. I have a fanfic called Diary of Necromancer. Now it has 200 pages.
Mhm.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, very big book. Yeah, that's a very cool book. I think I've heard of that book, The Diary of Necromancy. Yeah.
Really nice. Okay, I have one question. See in chat. What are the most popular and relevant professions in the USA?
Most popular and relevant. Where I live in Los Angeles, basically everyone does something with movies. They like make movies or they help make movies. But the most relevant ones are, well, obviously doctors and yeah, mostly like a lot of people go to become doctors, surgeons, relevant, what else? A lot of engineers, a lot of civil engineers. So civil engineers are the ones that build cities. And so those are very popular in all across America, the civil engineers.
It's really interesting to hear something more or to find out something more about civil engineers.
Yeah.
Because from them, it depends on okay, our safety and safety of many people.
Yeah. No, yeah, they have a very important job.
Yes. By the way, Sophia, please.
You are for healthy style.
Like my clothing style?
You are for a healthy style.
Oh, style of living. Yeah, I would like, yeah, I like to live like a healthy-ish lifestyle. I try and go on walks, ride my bike, and yeah, eat good food. So I guess healthy.
Okay, and I see one more questions with Ukrainian and speaking. Do you something speak Ukrainian in your family, or maybe you just try it? And what language speak in your family?
I tried it. Like I can say, "Мене звати Натан," if that was right. Yeah, I try and speak. I think it's a very cool sounding language. I mostly learned how to speak Russian, but I guess speaking both of them, very cool. And I really like the two languages. Well, I really like Ukrainian, I will say. In my family, we speak mostly Russian and English. My parents have tried to make me learn more Ukrainian so that I can speak it, because I really like the language and I'm very interested in learning more of it.
Okay, and is Ukrainian language is difficult for you in some ways?
It is difficult because I know some Russian, and so it sounds like what I'm speaking is similar to Russian. I know it's very different, but it is kind of hard for my brain to use, I guess. But I think I love Ukrainian way more than Russian. It's very interesting.
Of course, by the way, it's really interesting, and our language is really, I don't know how to express it more careful, but our language is really spectacular because we can just make more, I don't know, in a pleasant way to name such difficult or bad things. For instance, we can say enemies in some pretty way. Just like that. And I really think that our students maybe and somebody of us be ready later to express some Ukrainian phrases and maybe share with you, Nathan, and try you to understand it and maybe to pronounce.
Yeah.
I think it will be something like a challenge for all of us. Sophia, you turn on your micro.
What is your favorite food?
Food. I'd say that I love borscht and kotleta, but aside from that, if you're just asking about like more American food, besides that, it's I like pizza. Hamburgers are good. Yeah, those two are very good.
Sophia is poor internet connection. It's difficult to hear you.
You like fast food, yes?
Fast food? Or I think it cut out. Was it fast food that I like? Or
It's difficult for me to hear, so I can't say what she means. Maybe fast food. I don't
Yeah, I heard fast food.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Fast food's very popular. I try not to eat it because it is bad for you, but yeah, I like fast foods every once in a while, I would guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
and in some ways we really have to eat something bad in some ways and
Yeah.
make some explaining why we eat this, because I don't have enough time to cook something, or I just I'm so busy today, so it's just one day and it will be nothing bad for me, but we
Yeah.
have to remember about healthy style.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and as I see at the beginning of the lesson, I say that our meeting lasts just 1 hour and maybe plus 15 minutes more. And as I see now, we have 20 minutes more. And it's really nice because I see our participants become more confident and try to speak, not just to write something in chat. Nathan, do you see this changes?
Yeah, I think it's great. The more everyone talks out, the better. That's great.
And for conclusion, how it's for you to hear and trying to understand our students speaking?
No, I understand everything. If anything, it's just the microphone on Zoom that I don't understand, but all of you guys speak great. If any of you guys are worried about how you're saying it, I would say that should be your last worry, because everything that you guys are saying, I understand, and everything, the actual things that you're saying and asking, I understand. I think I said this before, like the very small things, like where you place words, those don't really matter when you're actually speaking a language, which is very nice, because at the end of the day, everyone understands each other in some way. If anything, you can make like a face to try and tell someone something. But, yeah.
That is really important. And okay, the last questions, and I will say maybe the topic for our next meeting. Is it difficult for you to learn the Ukrainian language?
Yeah, so what happens, I learn a new phrase, and then I never really get to use it, so I forget about it. Yeah, I guess the more I learn about the Ukrainian language and the more I actually use it, the better it is for me. So yeah. And I was born in America. I was born in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, this is the next question. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know that the 1st July is Independence Day of USA.
Yeah,
And
4th of July.
yes, and I prepare this topic for this lesson, but I guess it maybe will be more interesting to talk about the next topic as next topic for meeting. How do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, very quickly, the 4th of July it's the Independence Day. A lot of people, they do the fireworks and everyone, like, makes food, they're together. Yeah.
So is it suitable to pay a whole meeting to this topic, Nathan?
Probably not. It's like a one-day thing, if anything. So yeah.
So yes or no?
But I would say no.
You say no?
Yeah.
Okay, so just briefly, tell something really special what the Americans do during this day.
Yeah, so they, I think the biggest part is to get together with other people. So you get together with other people, friends, family, and you see like fireworks, you eat some food and together. A lot of people just use it as another holiday to celebrate it. I think in America, it's less, a a lot of people are less like in love with the holiday than like with Ukrainian Day of Independence. I know that's like a very big celebration. In America, it is for some, but for others, like including us, because I don't know, it's not the biggest of holidays.
Okay, and the most magnificent thing during this day is fireworks, because there is a
Yeah.
lot, just like whole skies just light at the one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you like it? Do you like fireworks?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's very cool.
Yes, it's really it looks really nice during some special days. And
Yeah.
okay, I just agree with you, and we don't pay another just whole meeting for this topic. And I think somebody heard something interesting about this day, or maybe found out from this presentation and short information. And so we really have to end it up. We try to ask and discuss something interesting, some activities of you, some interest, questions, of course, and I suppose we are ready to think of the next topic for conversation. Maybe Nathan have some ideas, maybe you guys have some ideas. You can write there in the chat what we are going to discuss for the next meeting. And as usual, we are going to meet every Friday at 4 p.m. I forgot the time when we start, just at 4 p.m. Yes, we start. In Kyiv time. Yes, thanks for the answer. Okay, and so what in chat I see? Yes, thanks for you. Thanks for all your response. So we have to say each other goodbye and be ready for the next Friday. Thanks for all your attention and activity, guys. Really, it's really nice. Nathan?
And thanks for you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
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 Bye.
Goodbye for all.
Goodbye.
Some wishes. Yes, Nathan. Have a good day and goodbye.
Yeah.